My name is Emma. I am 29 years old. I am a teacher. I live in a small town and work at a college where I teach English. I did not want to fall in love. Not again. I was hurt before. My last relationship ended badly, so I told myself, no more love. Just work. Just teach. That was my plan. But then Jake came into my class, and everything changed. Jake is a student in my class. He is 20 years old. He has brown hair and soft eyes. He always listens. He is quiet but kind. From the first day, I felt something strange. At first, I tried to forget it. I told myself, he is just a student. Do not look at him, do not think about him. But my heart did not listen. My heart wanted to see him. My heart waited for him every morning. He always came to class early. He sat in the front row. He smiled at me every time I looked at him. I tried not to smile back, but sometimes I did. One day after class, Jake came to my desk. He said, "Miss Emma, do you need help with the books?" I said, "No, thank you. I can carry them." He replied, "It's okay. I want to help." I let him help. We walked together to the teacher's room. We did not talk much, but I felt calm next to him. It was a nice feeling, too nice. That night, I sat at home and thought about Jake. I told myself, "Stop it, Emma. He is a student. This is not right." But the next day, I felt happy when I saw him again. The feeling grew stronger each week. I knew I had to stop it. I was the teacher. I was the adult. But my feelings did not stop. One day, Jake stayed after class. He stood near my desk. He didn't speak right away. I asked, "Do you need help with something?" He said, "No, I just want to talk." "Okay," I said. "What do you want to talk about?" He looked shy. "I like this class. I learn a lot here." I smiled. "I'm happy to hear that." He looked into my eyes. "You are a good teacher." My face felt warm. "Thank you." He smiled. "You look nice when you smile." I didn't know what to say. My heart beat fast. I looked down. "Jake, I am your teacher. You must not say things like that." He said, "I'm sorry. I just wanted to say it." Then he left the room. I sat down. I felt weak. My hands shook a little. What was I doing? Why didn't I stop him sooner? The next day, I tried to act normal. I spoke with the class, I smiled, but inside, I felt strange. I waited for Jake to talk to me again, and I hated myself for it. That afternoon, I walked to the college cafe. Jake was there. He saw me and waved. I tried to walk away, but he came to me. "Can I sit with you?" he asked. I wanted to say no, but I said yes. We sat at a small table. We drank tea. He asked me about my life. I told him I live alone. I told him I like reading books. He told me he also lives alone. He said, "I don't have many friends, but I feel happy in your class." I looked at him. "Jake, please understand. We cannot be friends. You are my student." He looked sad. "I understand. I just like talking to you." That night, I could not sleep. I walked around my room. I looked in the mirror. I asked myself, what is wrong with me? Why do I feel this way? The answer was simple. I was lonely. I had no one to talk to. No one waited for me at home. My phone was always quiet. And now Jake was kind to me. He looked at me like I mattered. I knew I had to stop this, but I didn't want to. The next week, Jake stayed after class again. He said, "I know this is not okay, but I think about you." I looked at him. I said nothing. He continued, "You are smart. You are kind. You care about people. I see it." I said, "Jake, please stop. You are too young. I am your teacher." He said, "It doesn't feel wrong to me." I looked away. "It feels wrong to me." But I lied. It didn't feel wrong. It felt soft. It felt warm. It felt like something I lost a long time ago. I sat at my desk after he left. I put my head in my hands. What do I do now? I cannot leave my job. I cannot tell anyone. I cannot talk to him again. But I want to. On Friday, it was raining. The class ended early. The students left quickly. Jake stayed again. He said, "I don't want to hurt you. I just want to be honest." I said, "Please don't say anything more." He stood at the door. "I think about you every day." I said nothing. "I will never do anything wrong. I just wanted you to know." Then he left. I locked the classroom. I walked to the parking lot. My clothes were wet from the rain. I sat in my car and cried. I felt like a bad person. I felt weak. I wanted to be strong, but I was not strong. I wanted to see him again. That night, I made tea. I sat near the window. The rain hit the glass. I looked out and thought about Jake. I thought about his smile, his voice, his eyes. I told myself, "You are not a teenager. You are not here for love. You are here to teach." But my heart did not listen, and that was the worst part. Before I share the rest of my story, I need to know, where are you listening from? Knowing someone hears me, understands me, gives me strength. The next day, I walked into class. My heart felt heavy. I told myself, "Be strong, be normal, do your job." I smiled at the students. I said good morning. But inside, I was not okay. Jake sat in the same place. He looked at me. He did not smile like before. He looked quiet. I did not look back. I gave the lesson. I tried to focus, but I saw him from the corner of my eye. My heart was not quiet. After class, I picked up my things. I wanted to leave fast, but then I heard his voice. "Miss Emma," he said, "can we talk?" I looked at him. He stood by the door. He did not move close. He waited. I took a deep breath. "Okay," I said, "but only for a minute." "I'm sorry," he said. "I didn't want to make you sad." I shook my head. "You didn't make me sad, but this is hard." He looked down. "I understand." We stood in silence. I looked at the empty chairs. Then I looked at him again. "I'm your teacher, Jake," I said. "You are my student. This is not right." He nodded slowly. "I know, but I can't stop thinking about you." His voice was soft. He was not playing. He was not joking. He meant every word. I felt the same, but I could not say it. I had to be strong. "You must focus on your future," I said. "This will only hurt both of us." He looked at me. His eyes were full of pain. "I don't want to hurt you," he said, "but it hurts to keep quiet." I said nothing. I picked up my bag. "I have to go now." I left the room. I walked fast to my car. I sat inside. I put my hands on the wheel. I did not drive. I just sat there. My eyes were wet. That evening, I made soup for dinner. I turned on the TV. I didn't watch. I just looked at the screen. My mind was full of Jake. I remembered his words, his face, his voice. I felt lost. I was alone in my home, but I was not alone in my heart. He was there, always there. I went to bed, I closed my eyes, but I could not sleep. I asked myself again, why did this happen? Why him? Why now? The next day, I tried to avoid him. I stayed in the teacher's room longer. I left the class early. I didn't meet his eyes, but he was always there. That week, I felt tired. My head hurt. My chest was tight. I didn't want to eat. My heart was full, but my stomach was empty. On Thursday, I saw him waiting near the gate after school. I wanted to walk away, but my feet stopped. He walked up to me. "Please, Miss Emma," he said, "just 5 minutes. I need to say something." I looked around. No one was near us. "Okay," I said, "but only 5 minutes." We walked to the bench near the trees. It was quiet. The sky was gray. The air was cold. He said, "I don't want to be a problem. I just want to know what you feel." I looked at my hands. I couldn't lie, but I was afraid. "I don't know," I said. "I don't want to feel this, but I do." His face changed. He looked surprised, and then happy. "I knew it," he said. "But that doesn't make it right," I said. "It makes it worse." He looked at me. "What if we wait? What if we do nothing now, but after the class ends, we talk again?" I looked at him. He was serious. He wasn't playing. "After the class ends, you will not be my student," I said. He nodded. "Yes, I will not be your student. I will be just a man." I was quiet. I didn't know what to say. "I will wait," he said, "if you want me to." I stood up. "I need to go now." "Will you think about it?" he asked. "Yes, I will," I said. I walked away, but I wanted to run back. I wanted to say, "Yes, I want this too," but I couldn't. That night, I looked at the ceiling for hours. I didn't sleep. My heart was loud. I felt weak. I felt scared. But I also felt alive. The next few weeks passed slowly. I saw Jake in class. We didn't speak after lessons. We looked at each other, but said nothing. Sometimes he smiled. Sometimes he looked tired. But he always came. He never missed a class. My heart waited. My mind counted the days. One day, I saw him helping another student. He was kind. He was patient. He helped her with her work. And I felt something new. I felt proud of him. It was not just love. It was more. I saw him as a good person, not just someone I liked, but someone who cared. I began to smile more, not at him, just in general. I felt warmer, like the sun came back inside me. Then the last day of class came. I stood in front of the students. I said goodbye. I gave each one a paper. I thanked them for the year. Everyone clapped. Jake looked at me. He didn't smile. He just looked. After class, all the students left one by one, but Jake stayed. He stood near my desk. "So, it's the last day." "Yes," I said. "You are not my student now." He gave a small smile. "No, I'm not." We stood there in silence. It felt like the room was holding its breath. "Can we talk?" he asked. I nodded. We walked outside. We sat on the same bench again. He said, "I still feel the same. Nothing changed." I looked at him. "I still feel it too." He smiled. I want to know you outside of class, as a person, not as a student. I looked at the trees. I felt the wind on my face. Maybe we can meet for coffee, he said. Not now. Maybe next week, I said. Okay, next week. He looked happy. I felt scared, but I also felt free. A week later, I sat at the cafe. I looked at the door. My hands were on my cup. My tea was warm, but my fingers felt cold. I was nervous. Then I saw him. Jake walked in. He looked calm. He smiled. I smiled too. Hi, Emma, he said. It felt strange. He used my name, not Miss Emma, just Emma. Hi, I said. My voice was soft. He sat down. We looked at each other for a few seconds. We said nothing, but it wasn't a bad silence. It was soft, it was quiet, it felt safe. We talked about many things. He told me about his work. He got a part-time job at a bookshop. He was happy. I told him about my summer plan. I wanted to visit my sister in another city. I hadn't seen her in a long time. We laughed a little. We smiled a lot. It felt easy. It felt normal. At the end, he asked, "Can we meet again?" I looked at him. I waited a second. Then I said, "Yes." And we did. We met again the next week, then the week after that. We talked, we walked. Sometimes we watched a movie. Sometimes we sat in the park. He was kind. He listened. He was not like other boys. He didn't try to act strong. He didn't try to show off. He was just himself, and I liked that. But I was still afraid. I didn't tell anyone, not my friends, not my sister. I was scared of their words. I was scared they would not understand. I asked myself, is this real love, or is this just a mistake? One evening, we sat near the lake. The sky was pink and blue. The water was quiet. Jake looked at me. "Do you think this is wrong?" he asked. I looked down. "I don't know," I said. "Maybe it was wrong before, but now, maybe it's not." "I like you," he said, "but I don't want you to feel bad. I don't want to be a problem." "You're not a problem," I said. "You just came into my life at a strange time." He smiled. "Strange things can still be good." I smiled too. Yes, maybe they can. We sat there for a long time. I held his hand. It felt warm and strong. I didn't feel afraid anymore. I just felt calm. A few weeks later, I told my sister. I was scared, but I had to do it. She listened. She asked, "How old is he?" 20, I said. She was quiet. Then she said, "Are you happy?" I said, "Yes." She said, "Then that's what matters." I felt so light, like I could fly. I smiled all day. One day, Jake came to see me. He had flowers, yellow ones. "I saw these," he said. "They looked happy, like you." I laughed. "Thank you. They're perfect." He said, "You look happy too." "I am," I said. We walked to the park. We sat under a tree. I looked at him. "I was scared before," I said. "I thought I would lose my job. I thought people would judge me." "I know," he said. "But now I just want to enjoy this," I said. "I want to live." He held my hand. Me too. Some days we talked about the past. Some days we talked about the future. We didn't make big plans. We just lived one day at a time. One evening, he said, "I know I'm young. I don't know everything, but I know this. I care about you." My heart was full. I said, You make me feel seen. You make me feel like I matter." He smiled. "That's how you make me feel too." We looked at the stars. I rested my head on his shoulder. For the first time in many years, I was not lonely. I didn't know what the future would bring. Maybe we would stay together. Maybe we would not. But for now, we were happy. We were real. And that was enough. Sometimes life does not follow the rules. Sometimes love comes at the wrong time. Sometimes the heart wants something it should not want. But sometimes love just happens, and it changes everything. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, comment, and share. More emotional and inspiring stories are coming soon.